Welcome back to the 1090 podcast. Today's episode is sponsored by video games. Holt, I'm here with Tyson Holt today, lifelong friend of mine. Give me your Mount Rushmore of video games.
Video games.
This is all time, like back to your childhood to now. You could even use like games on your phone if you want. I'm not a huge video game guy.
Oh boy.
We got...
You ever played Skyrim?
No.
Skyrim's awesome.
Okay, I'll go with Madden.
Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, it's your episode.
Well, I just don't want to like say
shit, balls, fuck. Have you seen the movie Old School? Like, just show them to the earmuffs. You can say whatever you want.
Shit, cock balls.
Yeah. So it's your thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say Skyrim's got to be over there. That took over my life for like 3 weeks.
Took over your life?
Like, I'd go to work.
Okay, so your first pick's Skyrim. My first pick's Madden.
Dude, Madden's overrated.
Donkey Kong sucks. It's a very good game, but I think Donkey Kong is better.
Yeah, Skyrim. Oh, you ever played Command and Conquer?
No, man, I did not. There's so much I don't know about you, apparently.
Command and Conquer is awesome.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a strategy game.
Yeah, you are. That's true. I knew that.
Trying to
Two
think
more.
of what else, man.
What about like old school 007?
I was actually thinking that. You know you can play it on Xbox?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, like GoldenEye. You can go back and like the graphics are awful. Like,
dude, remember our Nickelmania days? We go to Nickelmania.
Yeah, your ass would be on Tetris for like the entire time we're there. I'd go and play all these games.
I love
like,
Tetris.
Where the fuck Mason go? I come around the corner of your ass and just still playing Tetris.
Tetris and Frogger, that rounds out my... So hold on, I got Madden, old school 007, Frogger, and Tetris. What do you got? You got Skyrim? Divide and Conquer?
No, Command and Conquer.
Oh, Command and Conquer. Divide and Conquer. Two more.
Shit, dude, you're putting me on the spot.
I know, there's lots of...
I'm going to go with GoldenEye because I used to play that like crazy when I was a little kid.
GoldenEye is great.
You know what's actually a banger that... I just think it's overlooked is Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario.
Fucking love Mario Kart.
Mario's great. What about Super Smash Bros?
That's a good game too.
Hold on. I got a plethora of coming to me now. Once I wrapped it up, of course. What about Zelda?
Oh, Zelda's a good
dude. What about the WWF game we used to play? Dude. All right, that's my number 4. I was Kurt Angle, and I gave you the.
You just do the leg lock every time the guy would tap after 3 times.
Ryan. Oh my God, it was so fun. We had this old school WWF wrestling game. It was like old school, like graphics were shitty. And it was fun. We had like 4 controllers going. We had that old school connector. Like midnight,
and we were like screaming in your basement.
It was me, Johnny Hopkins, and Sloan Ketter. No, I was joking, but it was me, you, Tanner, Captain Josh Moulton.
Josh Moulton was there.
We'd be up all hours playing that thing.
N64?
PlayStation 1 or 2.
I want to say 2. But yeah, dude, like it's like 1 a.m. and we're just down there just, fucking get him. Oh, get him.
I was Kurt Angle and just do leg locks all night.
And the guy would tap. Like he would do it 3 times and you tap. Like sometimes the match would be like 45 seconds.
The cage matches were intense.
Oh, they would get real intense.
Yeah. Okay, did you do 4? Is there one more?
I think I did 4.
I think you did 4. Okay, should have a good episode today. Life's 10% what happens to you and 90% what you're going to do about it. Welcome back to the 1090 podcast. Life's 10% what happens to you and 90% what you're going to do about it. I'm with David, a.k.a. Tyson Holt.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Should we tell... Usually you don't say that about yourself. Someone else does.
I guess I think highly of myself.
Hey, so every once in a while we'll do a questions episode just to like take a break from the very
intense.
Sad. Yeah. Like me and you are about to do today. Like your sad story. Anyway, we should do a questions episode maybe once a month. Just like a funner episode. We always get a question about the Dave. Like, who's Dave? Why do we talk about Dave? And we always reject. We never dodge a question except that one. Like we just won't answer it.
We probably should keep it that way.
Oh, you want to keep it that way?
I don't think we should answer the Dave.
All right. Well, there.
Let the myth just grow.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. I met you second grade?
Third grade.
You were throwing rockets at me.
Darts.
3-on-3 round ball ruckus competition. I wish they still had those.
Remember
those were so fun.
In the parking lot.
Seriously, those were so fun. But yeah, we're third grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm at this 3-on-3 with my neighborhood buddies
Yep.
who aren't very good.
No.
And Ryan, I'm sorry if you're listening, but not Ryan Garner. Stoker. I'm not going to say his last name, but it starts with a G and ends with Iffin. Ryan Griffin, sorry. Anyway, I'm with my neighborhood buddies.
Yeah.
And we play 3-on-3. And I'm giving you guys buckets, and you're not happy. And you start, when we have to do the check, like the inbound, like I check it to you and you throw back, and you're mad and you're throwing lasers.
We're in like third grade.
Steve's got it all on film, of course.
Steve, I'm pretty sure, is the reason why the ref warned me to stop doing it. Hey, he's throwing it too hard.
Steve wouldn't do that.
No, Steve did it. I'm positive.
Yeah, but you guys were good. You guys won. You beat us.
Yeah, we beat you guys, but we ended up taking second.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Who'd you guys lose to?
Remember that Murray team we used to play all the time?
Oh, yeah, those guys.
Durand and those kids.
Shoot it, man.
Yeah,
oh, my God. I forgot about. We used to battle with them.
Oh, we battled with them. They ended up beating us in the championship.
That Murray team, yeah.
But it was my Blue Devil team, that young team.
Yeah, so then your dad, he thought I was good, and so then he invited me to play. And up to this point, it was just junior jazz for me, I think. Mm-hmm. And you guys are doing the Super League.
Yeah.
And so your dad reached out to my dad. And
this was before, like, all the club teams.
Yeah, this was now. Like old school.
Like,
club.
You get kids that are, like, more in your area, not, like,
right.
all over the state type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and so your dad, he was the coach, and so that's how we kind of met. I got on the same team, and then you invited me to your house, and it was ginormous.
Massive.
If we would have had that house in high school,
I'd have like 7 kids probably.
It would not have been good. It would not have been good.
It wouldn't be good. Like,
but and I think it's important that we actually talk about this because you guys had it all. At least it looked like it.
No, everything. I mean, my dad had a Corvette.
A yellow Corvette. He'd pick me up for practice sometimes. Like, this is so cool.
He had like a super decked out Ford F-350. It was like tinted windows, huge. You remember that? Like, it was like hard to get in as a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
And like, sound system was amazing.
Full court basketball court in the backyard. Which for me was like, wow, like you have it all.
We had a movie room in our basement, like the projector screen. This was like before projector screens were a big deal.
We watched Bring It On.
Oh, I could quote that
every day
movie.
That whole summer.
I could quote that whole movie.
I love that movie.
But it's because I have sisters.
Those are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
And these are gold.
Why do we all have to go on a diet? Because in cheerleading, we throw people in the air, and fat people don't go as high.
Yeah, dude.
Just that movie, dude, is so good. Yeah, we used to watch that all the time.
All the time. Can I go back and change my pick, by the way, for video games?
No, but you can throw in an honorable mention.
Grand Theft Auto 3. That house reminded me of it, dude. Grand Theft Auto 3.
How did we miss that one? Dude, the summer of 8th grade. Going into the 8th grade, that was... Yeah, man, if we weren't playing basketball, it was Grand Theft Auto. That's a great one.
Completely forgot about it. That's definitely...
That's a tough question to put you on the spot with.
Yeah.
But it got us
give
going.
Me any warning.
Okay, so we're at the good times in your story.
Yeah, we're at probably the best times of this story.
Dave, does he own the business or just high up?
Business.
He owns the land.
Owns the landscaping business.
And it's doing well.
Doing real well.
He's raking it in.
Yeah, like we went from living in like a smaller house, but things were going well, on like 104th Redwood Road, South Jordan. You know where that Harmon's is?
Yeah.
So like that's pretty much where we used to live. And we owned a ton of land back there. At one point in time, my ancestors owned like I think 3 or 4 of the corners on 104th and Redwood, 106th and Redwood.
The Holts, man.
Yeah, there's actually a Holt like farm over on 1300 West and 106 South. It's like deep ancestors, like when they first came to Utah.
Yeah,
that I'm related to. But yeah, he owned this business, and yeah, it was great business to own. I mean, we basically kind of took off, and that's why our family kind of got bigger, and so we moved into that house that you ended up coming over to in West Jordan.
That thing was nice, dude.
Massive.
And you're the second oldest. It goes Jordan, you right?
TJ.
No. Oh, TJ, dude.
Yeah, TJ's the oldest. It goes TJ, Jordan, myself.
I forget about TJ because you didn't tell me about TJ till like I was 28.
That's not true. TJ lived at the West Jordan house, bro. There's no way you didn't see him. He
did?
Yeah, he lived in the basement.
Jesus Christ.
That's you for some reason blocked TJ out of your memories.
I remember you tell me about TJ, and to me it was like the whole Kramer on sign, like his friend Bob Sacamano you never see.
No, I
thought that's what you were doing. Like he's not real.
No, he's real.
He's very real. He looks just like Dave.
Yeah, I work with him actually now.
So you're so it goes TJ, Jordan, you,
Abby,
and then Abby. I always mix up the sisters.
I know.
Abby and Allie.
My mom gave them awesome names that sound the exact same. I get them confused sometimes.
Dude,
Abby is a year younger than me. Allie is the youngest. I think she's 5 years younger than me.
Yeah, and then your mom. Right, your mom was the best.
Yeah. Real quick side note. Do you remember when we played indoor basketball though at that house? On that tiny hoop? You kept yelling, I beg to differ, and I was ready to punch you right in the face. I was ready to fight you.
I kept saying I beg to differ because of Happy Gilmore, that guy with the nail in his head.
I beg to differ.
And for some reason, no matter what you'd say, that's what I'd say. And
I wanted to punch you.
You were so mad. I beg to differ. Stop saying that.
We got duct tape and created a court on our carpet.
Kids are so weird because we had a legit
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Basketball court in the backyard.
Go outside.
And we did the duct tape hoop.
Tiny little hoop.
Just dunking on each other.
And we could have just went outside and done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense looking back. But dude, that house is huge. Like if we would have been there in high school, like it wouldn't have been good for friends too. Like you could go straight from the pool and the hot tub. Like there was an entrance that you could go straight downstairs from the outside that led to a bedroom. So like I can only imagine what young high school dumbasses would do in that situation. Going straight from swimming.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, we had it all, man.
Yeah. I didn't mess it up.
I remember we went paintballing for your birthday.
Oh, paintballing was the best too, dude.
Remember Vegas for that basketball tournament and DJ punched that window?
And then he wanted to throw a banana out of it to say that they threw a banana and that's what broke the window. Like, why would you ever think a banana's gonna break a fucking window?
That's bulletproof. Yeah, let's go get a banana.
Yeah, no, that's definitely gonna fool him.
Okay.
And then I think he wanted somebody to give up their shoe.
So we were gonna sacrifice a shoe.
So that somebody threw a shoe and
anything but the truth. Anything but the truth.
And it's because him and Jordan got mad because they were wrestling each other, and those two always would start bickering. And so DJ turned and went to punch the wall. The curtain was in front of the wall, and he punched the window.
Yeah. And then we just heard.
And we were just like, oh no.
His face.
He kind of just sat down and put his hands, his face in his hands. It was awesome.
Good. You know what? I was a while ago. I posted this video about it, but it was like top 5 things that make people happy. Or no, I think it was top 5 regrets people had on their deathbed. And high on the list was what was it, Ryan? It was something like you lose touch with friends or something, or something like that.
I think it's just you didn't spend enough time.
Didn't spend enough time with friends or whatever. Dude, and these things we're talking about probably aren't funny to anyone else listening. But to me and you, and I don't know, I think it's cool. What are we, 33 now?
Yeah.
And we're still really good buddies, dude. Through thick and thin.
You're actually you and I think my sister and then my other buddy are the only 3 people that like I know where you're at all times in my contacts list. Like, I can see your location at all times.
No, like your friendship's always meant a lot to me, man. We've been friends since 3rd grade, dude. Very different. What?
I was just gonna bring up another basketball trip story when we went to Idaho.
Yeah.
And remember, what's Ray's cousin's name?
TJ.
Remember he was supposed to be in our room, and me and you locked him out because we didn't want anyone in our rooms. It ended up just being me and you in the room because we were
loners.
Yeah, we would not.
We just wanted to watch Seinfeld or something.
Yeah, we were just chilling. He's like, guys, let me in. I need to get my clothes.
I thought you were gonna talk about Jonah gleeking on Steve's arm.
Oh goodness. That was terrible. Dude, I'm surprised Steve didn't like just snap and kill somebody.
Yeah, we put my dad and Brad through the ringer, dude.
The ringer.
Bless those guys.
And they just kept going every tournament with us.
Yeah, so before I forget, because we don't plan anything on the podcast, so I don't know where this conversation is going to go exactly, but I did want to thank you for...
Thank you, Ray.
The friendship is pretty rare, man, that you stay friends with someone for this long, I think. So
yeah, I'd agree.
And you've saved me from some bad moments, dude. Remember Venice? And we don't need to talk about it specifically, but Venice and Metallica concert. Like, thank you very much.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah. Okay, so you have it all.
Have it all.
Should we talk about Dave, or it's your story, man. Where do you want to go from here?
I think you have to talk about Dave in order to understand why the story kind of goes south in a sense.
Well, dude, and it's weird because I was probably your best friend, or at least like one of them in high school, and I kind of knew, but I didn't know the extent of it.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people did, honestly.
Like, I didn't know you were homeless.
Yeah.
And like, to be fair, like I didn't think you wanted anyone to know. So you were kind of like, oh, we're in between houses, staying at this hotel, like type of thing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm kind of...
You're jumping ahead a little bit. Well, even like I remember talking with Coach Briggs one time, and he was like, hey, like, if you need a ride home, like, just let me know. And how do you as a 16, 17-year-old kid be like, Coach, I don't know where I live.
Yeah, like, I don't know where I'm going.
I don't know where to go home.
I don't know where I'm going after practice.
Yeah, like, I don't... And I remember just being like, yeah, I'll let you know if I need a ride. But it's like, Coach, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. And in those moments, like, I look back and wondering, like, why didn't I just ask for help? But as a kid, that's hard to do in those situations, to be willing to kind of put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like, things aren't going good for me at home.
I think it gets harder to ask for help, or maybe just as hard, I guess, when you're an adult to ask for help, too.
Yeah,
like,
no, I agree.
It's still not... Yeah, it's not ideal. You don't want to appear weak or anything.
Mm-hmm. When it's almost like I was just embarrassed too, you know what I mean? Like, not even necessarily, like, looking back, you don't feel like it's your fault, but at the same time, you're just kind of like embarrassed. Like, all your buddies are hanging out, doing all these things, hanging out with girls because it's like, oh, I have somewhere to hang out. It's like, I couldn't hang out with anyone because it's like, where do I take them?
Yeah.
To a hotel room where me, my sister, my other sister, my mom, my dad are all living, two bed side by side hotel. Like, how do you hang out with somebody at those places?
Yeah, and like that's the weird thing with trauma, like no one talks about it. So when you're experiencing it and you're looking at other people, it's just hard to relate because like I get the same thing with what I've been through with the car accident. Like I look at my buddies with their kids and their wife and like, okay, and yeah, I can relate to that feeling a little bit, I think. But yeah, you guys aren't doing good. And we're really good buddies. And then, dude, like, was it your freshman or sophomore year? I didn't see you for like a year.
Sophomore.
You were gone. And we didn't have cell phones back then. Like,
nah.
You didn't go to school, so like
I just stopped. I kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Really. When I don't know where you want to go with this. We can keep going down this path, or you want to jump
Sorry,
back?
it's your thing. Sorry.
Well, no, I just, like, we're kind of...
Yeah.
We can jump back to, like, what led to that direction, or we can just keep going with where we're at. Either way works, but just kind of missing a story of how we got to that point.
Yeah, let's back up then.
So because Dave has a business. Things are going great. Like we went to Hawaii when I was in 3rd grade. Like how many 3rd graders can really say they've been to Hawaii? And we went for like 10 days over Christmas. And then I think my dad started to dabble in drugs. He started doing like Oxycontin, things like that. And he was drinking a lot. I know that for a fact. He'd get drunk a lot. Him and my mom were not doing well in their relationship. Like there was one time I remember on my sister's birthday, like my mom's like trying to put a table in front of the door to not allow my dad to come in. And I'm like maybe 10 or 11. Like how do you cope with that type of stuff? You know what I mean? Like
you just try to block that out.
Yeah, like you don't even want to like bring that type of stuff up. And like therapy has helped me.
Like you go to school on Monday and your teacher's like, "How was your weekend?" And you're just like, "Oh, my mom is just barricading the door."
On my sister's birthday, like
On my
apologizing to her, like, "Sorry, this is like your worst birthday ever."
Yeah.
So yeah, like you kind of repress that stuff, but therapy has helped me kind of go back in and relearn, reteach my younger self. Because my therapist is awesome. He shout out to Gio if you're listening. He's awesome though. He's really gotten me to understand that I was put in a lot of situations that a young kid like that shouldn't be going through. Like I almost had to step in and take over parent roles. My older brother Jordan had to do similar things, and he just got to a point where he's like, "I'm not doing this shit anymore," and he just kind of started sleeping over at his friends a lot. So I kind of stopped seeing him quite as much too. So then I just kind of had to, as next oldest in line, kind of took over that role of guardianship stuff. So
It's hard. I think it's really hard when kids like siblings in a family are handling trauma because they don't talk about it. First of all, but they all know what's going on, but they're not talking about it. So I think especially kids, it puts them in a weird spot of like everyone else seems to be just going about their business and is fine. So why am I not? And you just try to follow suit, and it never gets talked about, and it just festers and things get worse and worse.
kind of just like swept under the rug, and it's like
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. So, but let's not bring it up because it's kind of like a touchy subject, you know.
and like I love, I think a big part of life is just balancing all things, like temperance. Like one of the key things is stoicism. And so like I think it's so healthy that through therapy you've been like given permission almost, or someone's told you like, "Hey, like this isn't normal childhood." And we haven't even really talked about it yet, but like this isn't normal what you've gone through. And I think that can be so uplifting and powerful for people because healing can take place and it's not your fault. And those things weren't fair. But then it's weird, Holt, because like if you just take that mindset so far, then like nothing becomes your fault ever. And you lose accountability.
You blame everyone else.
But then it's like, well, we want accountability, but not that accountable. Like you're not, it's not all like
It's kind of a fine line.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's, dude, I think life is the balance thing. Like it's just balancing all things really. And I think you've been so far on the other side of the pendulum of self-hate, shame, guilt, never talked about any of these things. And now you finally get to experience like, oh, maybe like I've been through some fucked up shit and I need to talk about it and have every right to talk about it. And I can express my emotions. And if I talk about emotions, I can start to learn about them. And if I learn about them, I can start to manage them in a healthy way instead of just smoking weed 24/7 and just kind of ignoring it my whole life.
Yeah, I definitely use weed as more of a crutch to numb that feeling of how do you deal with these things. Well, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to feel these emotions. So I'm just gonna smoke weed and not deal with them and not go to therapy. And I mean, for the longest time, I was one of those people who was just like, therapy can't help you. Like, why do I want to go talk to a stranger? A stranger's not gonna be able to help me. Yeah. And then I go, and I remember after the very first session, maybe it was the second session, I was like, this is fucking awesome. I was like, even when things are fucking great, like I will probably do this for the rest of my life. Like, the highest and the lowest. Like you don't get tattoos on your body based on what your therapist said if you didn't love this like therapy. You know what I mean?
Well, so Dave's dabbling in drugs. He's doing Oxycontin.
So Dave's starting to do drugs. He's starting to cheat on my mom with just younger girls that.
And you're probably fifth, sixth grade.
No, not even that. Probably fourth grade, I want to say, roughly.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he's cheating on my mom. Their marriage starts to, like I said, they get into that argument to where all of a sudden my mom's trying to barricade him out of our house. And then I remember it so well because this actually is like a trauma for me that me and my therapist have actually recently worked on. Is I remember we were out in our swimming pool, me and my siblings, my parents come out and they say, "Hey, we're divorcing. We need you guys to pick who you want to go stay with." So we're like, okay, like, how do we, first of all, like, I thought I had like a little bit of time, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, we're going to give you like a week or so. No, they wanted to know in that moment, like, who are you going to come stay with?
I have so many thoughts going through my head. First of all, I don't know, because this was a long time ago and I don't even know. But like, I think your parents doing that's anger owning the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like a question that they might have to ask you, but like time, like, what a shitty thing to do to kids, man. Like, that's a tough thing. I'll tell you what I would have thought if I was you and my parents. First of all, did you know they were getting divorced?
We knew things were rocky, but
So like that wasn't a total surprise, but like out of the blue, like, what do you mean I have to pick right now? You don't even know any. Okay, yeah.
like I'm just,
Because then the other thought I had was I would have looked to Sage and Race. I'm like, what do we do? I would have no idea what to do. That's shitty, dude.
I don't think any of us did know what to do in that moment. And that's not the only time they've done that. That happened again several years later where I think my dad would go off, do his thing, and then come back and like not have anywhere to stay. So then he'd like come to my mom, who was more like the rock in our life of like always having a place to stay. It's like he would come back, things would go south again. Then also I was like, well, who are you gonna stay with? It was like, oh man, like you're really putting us kind of in the middle of your guys' war.
Yeah.
And kind of putting us all in an unfair situation. And my sisters are crying. My brother and my dad got into it. So my brother was just kind of like, fuck you. To my dad, it's like, I'm going with mom. And me and my sisters are crying. It's like, we don't know. It's a tough situation to be put into when you're like 13, 14.
Yeah, what do you...
And 10 at the first time it ever happened, like 9, 10 years old. Just trying to understand, like, why don't you guys like each other anymore? Like, what happened? And then you kind of go through this, like, thought of, like, well, did we do something wrong? You know what I mean? Like, as kids, like, we're, like what can we do to, like, help you not allow this to happen? And I just remember thinking, like, I hope in my life, and this is some of the trauma that we can talk about later, but I remember thinking, like, I'll never let myself divorce. I think that's part of the reason why things that have happened recent have been so hard for me, is that it's like...
You're feeling like you let down your childhood Tyson.
Exactly.
Like, you're breaking a promise to that kid.
Exactly. I'm, like, shattering a dream of mine that was like, you're never going to let yourself get into that situation, and then you kind of did. And you became a person that you didn't want to become, not even necessarily realizing I was headed down that direction, but it's kind of what happened more in the recent months. But going back to 4th grade or whatever you want to call it at that point. So then my dad has his business. I don't think it would matter now, but he was paying, it's like he'd pay his employees 40 hours. And then anything they did overtime, instead of paying them like what they're kind of supposed to, you just pay them cash. Like, so it's like under the table type stuff. Somebody ended up reporting him to the IRS. And so the IRS came in and was like, you need to pay all this back shit. And my dad was just kind of fed up with our neighborhood and things like that. And my grandparents, who were awesome, were going to step in and said like, hey, we can pay for your house, or like if you want to go to a new place, like we'll pay for whatever. And my dad, instead of keeping this house, keeping our family kind of together, decided he wanted to move up to Holiday. You remember that condo up there?
I do, yeah.
So he chose that. So we had to move out of that house when I was in like 5th grade. We moved out of that house, moved up into that. My mom was supposed to go somewhere else, but she ended up moving up there too. I think we just kind of had nowhere else to go. So we all moved into this condo, and that's when things went really bad. That's when my dad's still cheating on my mom. My mom's getting into drugs herself because she can't. I think she was having a hard time coping with the stuff too that she was going through, and she had some childhood things, and her upbringing wasn't the easiest by any means either. So then she starts taking like Xanax, Soma, things like that, and she at one point actually like passed out and was gonna die. And my grandpa had a weird feeling at the time, my dad's dad, that like something's wrong. I need to go like visit Mindy at that house. And he saved her life, called the police. Like she would have died that day. But he just had this weird feeling that he needed to go and see her. And he ended up saving her life.
Damn.
And I didn't even know that till like probably the last couple of years. I had no idea that was even a thing. My sister actually brought it up to me. Like my mom's going off the deep end, taking drugs, like to the point where she's like hallucinating, like doing things that like normal people don't do. And it's like I'm 12, 13. My brother's sleeping on a couch. Me and my sisters are sharing a 1-bedroom. My parents are in a room, and we're in a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom condo. And there's like 7 of us, 6 of us, whatever. We're just kind of getting by. And then my mom starts having seizures because she, I think she stopped getting access to one of her pills that she was prescribed, or I don't even know necessarily she was prescribed, because one time, well, she's passed on, so it probably isn't admitting any guilt here. But we went to fucking Tijuana to one of those like illegal pharmacies, and she got whatever she got and smuggled that fucker back in over the border.
Mindy.
But yeah, I remember being like, damn. So she stopped. It's like we're at my brother's game. This was when I was in 6th grade. I remember it really well because I was the only one that saw her. She just stood up all of a sudden and like started walking weird. And I was like, Mom, what are you doing? She just, boom, landed right on her face. Just face planted and started having a seizure. One of the scariest things I've ever seen. And then we take her to the hospital. And it's kind of a miracle that she wasn't driving because the game was down in Provo. And like we lived up here in Holiday. And yeah, like it was within probably the first 5 minutes of getting to the game. Like the game hadn't even started. My brother's in warm-ups. And all of a sudden, boom, she has a seizure and police come, take her in. They say she's good, she can go home, and within probably 5 minutes of us leaving the hospital, she has another one. And then like for the rest of her life, pretty much she just had seizures sporadically, and we just kind of had to manage them because seizures they're scary, but they're not life-threatening by any means or anything like terrible. But I mean, you're a 12, 13-year-old kid, 11 maybe.
Watching your mom
have a seizure. Your dad's nowhere to be found because he's in Jamaica with his mistress doing his thing.
And I've only seen one person have a seizure, but it's scary looking.
Super
like
scary.
Foaming at the mouth. They tighten up. Like
and their eyes like roll into the back
yeah,
of their
it's
head.
like it's very for a kid to watch his mom do that. It's not good. Yeah.
Yeah, my littlest sister was traumatized for a long time to where she had to go into the office at school every single day to call home to my mom to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
Like literally just, Mom, you all right? All right, cool. And then rest of the day, great. Like she had such like a trauma, like a panic attack almost. She's in 2nd grade at this point. That she couldn't literally go to class and like not be thinking about my mom at home. Like what 2nd grader has to think about, like, is mom okay that I need to go to the office to call her? And her teacher was super cool about it.
But like, think of this, like, okay, so what grade are you in right now when all this is going in?
About 6th, I'd say.
Okay. So that's you wake up to that before you go to school. Your mom's having seizures, your dad's off with his mistress or doing drugs. You're not really sure what your home is. That's what you're dealing with, and then you go to elementary school. Mm-hmm. And then there's me. Like, don't even set an alarm, because my mom sings to me to wake me up. Rise and shout, the Cougars are out. Sings me the BYU fight song every morning. Makes me a warm breakfast. Hey, your homework's in your backpack. Make sure you turn in your science project. Like that takes me to school. Like you see what you like. Who's gonna be more successful in school? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like so much of kids, man, is. But then here's the fucked up thing. Okay, let me just give you an example. Mm-hmm. I'm dating this girl, Sammy. You've met Sammy?
Yeah.
Yeah, great girl. And, like, I love this girl. She's amazing. Love her personality. She has... Oh, man, I don't know how to put this. She doesn't have the best dad, to put it very nicely.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, yeah, like, damn, I'm so sorry that happened to her. But like, what, if she had a great dad, what is Sammy like now?
Mm-hmm.
And then that just puts you in a weird,
It's a
like, okay, we're opening up a lot of can of worms here.
It's a rabbit hole.
Like, what are we saying then? I'm happy that she had a shitty dad? Well, no. But then, like, okay, let's flip it and let's think of Sammy real quick. Is she happy that my family died in a car accident? Well, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's life. Like, we don't need trials and tribulation, like, but they're gonna happen regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't have to go through certain things to learn certain things. Bad things just happen. And this is just according to me. This is how I think. And I think what is in your control is how you respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basic. That's 1090. But I'm just hearing your story and then thinking of my childhood. Like, we have so much in common, but raised so differently.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird to me that life can mold people very much the same, but in a totally different way. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
it's
it's just blows my mind,
It's
honestly.
super weird. And what's so crazy about it too is like just jumping back a little bit. Like my dad, like we grew up LDS. My dad was in the bishopric stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm not sure exactly where he decided like I'm done with this. And
You just blew my mind with that. I did not know that about Dave.
yeah, when I was like super little, like before we moved into that West Jordan house when we lived in South Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah, like he was like very into the church and like we went every Sunday and like for the longest time I thought I was gonna go on a mission, things of that nature. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's just very humbling. Like, if I was raised in your shoes,
Yeah, I thought about not
probably not getting a scholarship. Probably not. I mean, I don't know.
It's
And we'll never know.
see, and I think that I had a hard time with that for a long time. Not necessarily you, but just all my friends in general. It was just kind of like almost like asking the world or God, whatever you want to call it, like, why is this happening to me? Like why am I not having just a stable home life? Why do I have to deal with parents that are both addicted to drugs? Why do I almost have to be a parent at the age of 12?
Yeah.
Why do I have to make sure my sisters are okay?
Dude, I remember we were going to Vegas. Basketball tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting older, like maybe middle school at this point.
If it's the story I think you're about to tell, I think we were in 9th grade.
And I'm pumped, dude. Like, you're coming to Vegas. And then last second, like, Dave, like, he just lied, really. Like, he's just gaslighting the whole time. He didn't have money. You weren't going. And he knew you weren't going for months. And
It told me.
we all thought you were going.
Everyone.
And I remember you shot me that text, like, hey, like, Dave's a no-show. Like, I'm not going. I'm, like, in the van, like, what? Like, what do you... Because think of Steve, like, the dad I had. Like, what do you mean your dad lied? I just couldn't even wrap my head around it.
Yeah, we were in 9th grade, and he had told me... And what's so frustrating about it is, like, if he would have been like, hey, like, I can't go, but, like, can you talk to somebody? Like, I'm sure your dad would have let me come with you. You know
And
what I mean?
I remember Steve and Brad, like, if we would have known, like, we could, like, we can't help you at this point, though. Like,
You're in, like, St. George.
we're literally driving
Binding
to the
out.
tournament. Like, yeah.
And my dad had told me all week, like, yeah, we're good. Like, you remember Josh Wallace?
Yeah.
He was hurt at that
Jesus,
point.
talk about another sad
Yeah, another story we can go down. But he came over to my house. He was like, dude, you can just ride with me. Because my dad had told me this whole time. So Josh is at my house with a suitcase that morning. Like, we're waiting for my dad to come home. And Dave calls, like, yeah, I'll be home in like 30 minutes. I'll be home like an hour. So we call him in an hour. Just no answer, no answer, no answer. All of a sudden 9 p.m. rolls around. And it's just like,
Yeah.
his girlfriend comes in.
I think that was the first time me, this is, like, I was just starting to be aware of, like, man, this is like a shitty thing for Holt. But I was like 4 years late.
Mm.
But I just think about it a lot, like, how you're raised, man. And, like, if you have good parents, like, I hope you appreciate it. And, God, man. But then it's like, going through that hell makes you what you are, dude. And I asked so many people on this podcast, all right, like even Sam Josie, like, all right, dwarfism or no dwarfism? He's like, well, dwarfism. Like people like, it's weird, man. It's weird how
You have to go through the fire, kind of in a sense, to become who you are.
Yeah, let's keep talking about it because your mom's struggling, but your mom's also doing really well in some other areas. Like she's working, she's providing
So
for
at
you
this point,
guys.
she wasn't working as much. She's more like a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
But she was like amazing at that role. Like
Yeah.
she was good at
Like she was. She's struggling, obviously, but I think she was kind of your safe base, your rock.
She was.
Go to through
sure.
the divorce and everything.
For sure, she was. She she's going through things, but again, I don't want to go into too much detail with this part of it. But it's just like her childhood was rough.
Yeah,
real rough. It's like she had a lot of things going on that she had repressed that came to light, which again is just kind of funny talking about like the way you're raised, right? Kind of makes you who you are in the future. Even if you repress it, eventually it comes back out. And that's where I think therapy can help so many people. Again, I'll probably mention that a lot where therapy, if you can go to therapy, fucking go to therapy. But, so she's doing the best she can with the tools she has in that moment. And so she's making sure we're getting to school, making sure all this stuff is happening. And then shit kind of hits the fan. And then, it's always just funny though, because things would kind of get better and then they'd get worse. And then they'd get really bad. And then they'd kind of get back to somewhat normal. And then all of a sudden, just rock bottom. And I mean that in the sense of like, all this stuff is happening. And then we finally move out of this condo because it's just too small for what we're doing. And we move into.
and you're working. Like you get when you get older, you start to work.
Yeah, that's like several years away.
Man, I don't know what you mean by rock bottom because like it's so bad in different spots.
That's what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. I don't even know what you mean right now.
It's like it goes from like bad to stable to kind of like, okay, what's going on? Then all of a sudden really bad. And then all of a sudden rock bottom is like when we were completely homeless. Things like that. Like going from hotel to hotel. And that's when I was in like 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah.
So we're approaching that. Like we're basically where we're at about right now is like 7th grade-ish. And we move into, you remember that Riverton house I used to live in that had like the double basements?
Yeah, I think this is right about when you disappeared though for like a
This is
year.
when I stopped playing with you guys as much because I
Yeah.
broke my arm and then I just kind of stopped coming to practice and things like that. But I don't think it was so much that I don't think my parents could afford it and they didn't really want to say that. And my dad's doing his drugs, so he didn't really care. He was more into like his next fix type of thing. And my mom's just so in her own head about everything that's been going on in her life and just trying to survive, understand why my dad's cheating on her, understand why things are going the way they're going for her. And then, so we finally moved into this house in Riverton, and that's when we like went in 7th grade, like Joel P. Jensen.
Yeah.
We stayed there for about 2 years. Things went decently here or there. Then my mom and dad finally, again, this is that second time I was telling you about where they come to us again, like, hey, we're divorcing for sure this time. Like, it's over. And again, you got to choose who you want to go with. And we're just, again, in that moment, it's like, I don't know.
Like we're done playing this game. Like we don't know. Like
And then my mom gets an apartment over in West Jordan, Cascade Springs. You know where that is?
yeah,
Right next to Dunford.
I remember that place.
Yeah, so she got an apartment there. We're starting to stable out a little bit. And this is when she got her own job, started working, doing things. Actually, the reason she ended up getting a job is my dad owed her money and stuff. Was like, hey, I'll help you pay your rent. Like, you don't have to worry about it. And she sat out front of our apartment complex for like the whole day waiting for Dave to show up with his check. And he never fucking did. She had to borrow it from her parents. And then that's when she was like, I can't rely on this anymore. Like, I got to change.
She got a job.
Goes and gets a job as a lunch lady at a fucking middle school out in Harriman just to make money enough to pay rent and stuff, and starts to get back more on her feet. It's just funny, like, thinking about this all over again, because then Dad, love you to death. We're on good terms now, but, like, you definitely, every time things seem to stable out in this period of time, you kind of came in and fucked everything up. Because then he gets his own place, but then he's doing drugs again, doesn't pay the bill. We get kicked out of this house. This is in 9th. Now we're moving closer to 8th, 9th grade. We're in Cascade Springs. You know what pods are? Like storage pods.
Yeah.
So my dad rents one of those, but doesn't pay the bill ever. So we put all our stuff into this pod.
Oh no.
Doesn't pay the bill. Now we don't have beds. all my clothes got taken at this last house that he was paying the rent at, and then just stopped paying it. They took all our beds. They took all this. Basically, we had to go in one day, and there's like, whatever you can take in this move right here is all you get to take. It's like all our beds, all our TVs, everything just stayed there because they had to sell it for all like back pay or whatever. So then we started going to hotels. I think my mom moved in with her parents for a little while during this period, and she kind of was doing her own, not doing her own thing, but we kind of just took a step back and were with my dad. And this is when we go homeless, basically. Like we started going just hotel to hotel, and we lived in Super 8 for probably 4 or 5 months, 6 months.
I remember I think I slept over with you one night. Dave wasn't there one night. And so,
you guys all, I think you did, and like you remember like Kennington and Bob's and all those dudes.
Oh my God, yeah.
They came over and hung out too. It was like towards more the end of the school year, but like we were going to school from that hotel, and the only reason we were able to stay there is, again, my dad's parents were pretty well off, and they had put their credit card down, and they didn't know, but like my dad was just charging these to their credit card.
I do remember I don't even know if you remember this, but we're walking down the hallway to the room, and you're like, I hope our stuff's there. Like, sometimes I walked in, they've taken all our stuff because Dave hasn't paid.
That's
and I'm just
multiple times.
And I don't really have a lot of other context other than that, and I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to ask. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on in your life, dude? Like, you were in the biggest house in the neighborhood 3 years ago. Like, why are we at? But like, I didn't. Yeah.
See,
no one talks about anything.
No, and that's what's funny is like even people that I'm close to even now, like coaches, guys I've like you're like my best friend. You you didn't even know how severe it actually was.
It's the iceberg analogy thing. Like I just knew the very little of the piece that you were willing to show.
And I think my family did, I don't know if you want to call it a good job, but a good job of keeping it inward, not allowing the outside world really to see it.
That's what I would have done. That's what people do, I think.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, so we're homeless at this point. Like we're packing all our stuff in garbage bags, like, and all it is clothes.
When do you guys get back into an apartment? And Mindy became a comedian there.
So that was like
years later.
All
right. So how'd you guys pick yourselves back up from this?
Okay.
Okay. Shit. Where do I start?
Let's see. We're in 9th grade at this point. I used to have a shit ton of clothes, like a ton of clothes. And
dude, you guys used to be your parents would give you hundreds of dollars. You go to Buckle, and buy whatever you wanted,
whenever we wanted.
And I was sitting there like, what the hell?
Yeah. So like we went from having all the clothes in the world, and then all these hotels, because we're not paying our bill, would just take it. Like you can come in and grab as much as you can grab in this one time, but like whatever you don't take, we're taking. So that, and I'm not kidding you, that probably happened 5 or 6 times in my life. So like we went from we'd buy TVs, and then all of a sudden we'd have a couple of them, then we'd go to a hotel, wouldn't pay the bill, they'd have to pawn them or whatever it is the hotels do to get their money. So like we don't have very much. To the point where like Dave's stealing stuff to pawn from like family members, friends, just so we can like stay in places, lying to people to get them to pay the bill. Then it gets to a point where my grandparents, both sides, my mom's parents and my dad's parents, just realized like this isn't all right. Like we need to step in and help.
Yeah.
So my mom moves in with her parents. I move in with my grandma and grandpa Holt, my dad's parents, with my brother and my dad. We all moved in there. And then my sisters actually moved into my uncle's house for a little while, and then they ended up going back to my mom's with my mom's parents. And that's when things started to stabilize a little bit. My mom moved into, you remember Willow Cove? It's like on 90.
That's the one by Wingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We stayed there for a while. She actually, like, had a good job. But it got to the point, too, where, like, my mom's working 12-hour days. She wakes up at 4 a.m. to go to a bakery, and then that's like a part, like that. She works 7 hours, 8 hours there, and then she has a part-time job working with, like as a teacher's assistant in, like, the disabled unit at South Hills Middle School. She loved it. Like, she loved those jobs, but, I mean, she working her ass off just to make sure we're all taken care of and things of that nature.
Yeah, Mindy's the best.
So I mean, and like so little side story, like we're in these hotels, and like the night we leave to go to my grandparents' house, we kind of abandoned my mom in a sense. Like, you're on drugs, Dave's on drugs, but his parents are going to pay for him to go to rehab. Like, we can't do this anymore. And she told me years later, she's like, I felt so terrible in that moment. She's like, I took all my pills that I was like addicted to and dumped them down the toilet and went cold turkey that day. Like, cold turkey.
Wow.
So I've always been impressed with my mom because she's always been that, like you said, that rock, and that she just loved us no matter what. Like, she loved her kids, and she was like fierceful about it. Like, do you remember some of our little league games? Like, she'd like try to like calling the refs fat and stuff. Like, hey, fatty, you can't see past your belly and stuff like that. It's like we're like third, fourth grade. Like, it's not that serious. Yeah, like calm down a little bit. But it's just like, that's just how she was though. Like, she was competitive and just the rock of the family, really. And so she finally gets things together, gets her dad to help co-sign on that apartment in West Jordan, and things start to stabilize. Like, that's, my mom lived there until I was out of high school. Like,
yeah, I love the story of your mom because she reminds me of me and Blue. Like, I think with her childhood and then what Dave put her through and then the addiction, like, I think it was her kids, man. Like, that's what kept her going.
Yeah, no, I'd agree wholeheartedly with that.
And yeah, like, I relate to that very well.
Yeah, and my brother actually said it later on at her funeral, is that she was dealt a lot of shitty hands, and she almost like, have you ever heard the saying, like, making chicken salad out of chicken shit?
Yeah.
She made chicken salad out of her chicken shit hand she was given.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty badass, because she spiraled, but always pulled herself out of these dark holes, and kind of was, like I said, just dealt bad hands, but always
But
managed.
then, like, not only did she make the chicken sandwich out of the chicken shit, but then she liked it.
Yeah.
And, like, didn't complain about it and talked about the good part of the sandwich.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what grief is, dude. It's like you're eating a sundae and then someone just took a big shit on it and stirred it all in. And you got to eat it and just try to appreciate the ice cream. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's shitty, but you just try to eat it and accept it and
move forward.
Yeah. It's not good. That was Mindy, though. Like, I think.
Yeah, she yeah, she's a badass. There's no doubt about that. And so she stabilizes. We go through school, basketball. That's like you said, that drop off when I was just gone happened during those years. And then my dad kind of got a place, and it got to a point where, I guess I should back up a little bit. The reason as a sophomore that I didn't play basketball and stuff and had bad grades is, like, we go to hotel to hotel, they're taking our stuff. Like, they take my textbooks. How the fuck do you do math homework if you don't have a math geometry book to do it?
And, like, when your parents are both on drugs and divorced and you're homeless, who cares about math class anyway?
Exactly.
It's just not on your list.
That's like the last thing I'm worried about.
Like, I don't think I'm going to get to the math homework tonight. Sorry, Mrs. Taylor.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Like, it does not matter. Like, and
yeah.
So I'm failing these classes, and that's the thing too, is like, I can remember so many people that would come to me like, you're just a dumbass, like you're a fuck up, and it's like, how the fuck am I a fuck up? I'm not the one.
Well, then not only that, but then you look at your fucked up life, and then you're like, is it my fault?
Yeah, no, you do. You go through like these things, like, yeah, maybe I am a fuck up. Like who can't go to school? Like
his parents are normal, maybe. Yeah.
Like, who can't just go to school and get good grades? And then, like, looking back now that I've gotten older and gone through things, like reflected on this, it's like, that's not a normal situation. Like, it's not that I was a fuck up. It's like, again, my mom's dad doing her drug stuff. My dad's doing his drug stuff. We're homeless. My buddies, like, I remember after a football game, I can't remember who it was, like, hey, like, I'll take you home. Okay, some buddies, I can't remember who it was, but they're like, where's your house? I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, let's go to this hotel. Because, again, like, I didn't have a cell phone at this point. Like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, like, take me to this hotel. Mm-hmm. And then like I think they were shocked when I got out and actually walked in the hotel. Like that's where we were staying, and I didn't know if my family was going to be there. I just kind of was like, I hope they're here. So I walk in, and luckily they were still in that hotel at that time. Or otherwise, I would have just been in some random ass hotel by myself trying to figure out where the fuck I'm going next.
Yeah.
So, like, school was the last thing on my mind, and that's looking back. It was frustrating. I mean, kids are kids; they see what they see too. But like, I don't know. I got become a lot more aware of like you don't know what everyone's going through, so there's no reason to kind of judge people and be like, oh, like this guy's like he's an idiot. But it's like you don't know his external circumstances. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. All you see is that he just wasn't coming to school for some reason.
Yeah, I have a new perspective of that too, and it helps me. Like not a lot, but sometimes I'll get like a weird message or like a mean message, and like just sympathy. Like, dude, like for you to leave that kind of message to me, like you must be really
something's bad with you.
Yeah, you must be not doing good.
Yeah, that's. I mean, just a quick side.
I guess it's just sympathy is what you can get from trauma sometimes and grief for other people.
Mm-hmm. And this is kind of that going back to that therapy thing. And one of my tattoos it says "Get curious," and so like with those comments, I'd almost say like get curious of what is going on in your life, like what's going on that makes you feel like you need to say this.
Yeah, like what makes you think it's okay to say that to me?
And it like okay, you feel that way, but like what can I do to kind of help you get to a better spot? That's like it says get curious on my wrist, and that's basically what that means. Like not everyone's just an asshole to be an asshole. It's let's get curious and find out why are you feeling this way? Is there anything I can do to help you, or like you just need to talk to somebody, you need a hug, you just need
it's
some
kind of
love.
like the stoicism idea of like, hey, everyone's actually trying to do their best, even the fuck up. This is actually he's actually trying his hardest. So there's really no reason to be offended because we're all trying type of thing. And if it comes off, if you get offended by it, it might be your fault. Like, why are you letting yourself get offended by
exactly
his issues?
Probably is some sort of internal wound that you haven't dealt with, and it stings you, but you think it's them, but it really it has all to do with you. And I think therapy has made me realize that more than anything, is that a lot of things are internally based, and you shouldn't take things personal and things of that nature.
But things are getting better at home. Mindy's cleaning up. She's working. You start to go to work. I remember you working a lot.
Yeah, I got to a point where...
And your sisters were... You guys kind of... It was like a group effort almost. Like everyone was working a lot.
Yeah, we started working at Village Baker. Shout out Village Baker.
So good.
So good.
Barbecue chicken pizza.
Oh, dude, all their food is great. And this was before they like branched out. This was like the original West Jordan.
I love Village Baker. I do think their sandwiches are overrated. There's too much bread for me.
You know, you can go thin slice.
Yeah, I was going to say I like to do sourdough because the sourdough is thinner.
I see what you're saying.
So that's what I've done. But yeah, like...
But you can thin slice like the white bread.
Yeah, but yeah. Great place. That's my one complaint.
Ryan, that's where I met his wife. Like me and her were
Denise,
friends.
Yeah,
Denise before.
Well,
she worked at Village
Baker.
Baker.
We'd roll in there all the time. You'd give us some mean discounts.
Oh, some mean discounts. If anyone that owns Village Baker is listening, I apologize.
Like you learned that from Dave. You talk about lying to the FBI. Like you were giving
swindling
us
some
deals.
shit.
Yeah.
Ended up getting me fired later on in life, but that's all right.
Yeah. Apple doesn't fart. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we're all working. Things are getting a lot better. We play basketball. We went state. I have to tell this story real quick because
I was gonna ask you because I don't know how much time you want to spend on it, but like, how much basketball help you get through this?
I don't go to school if I don't have basketball.
I think it really helped you.
I become just a complete dropout. You would have never saw me again if it wasn't for basketball. Quick side, I don't know. If you want to cut this at some point, you can.
This is your thing.
Well, so like we go to a bishop meeting because my mom was like still somewhat in the church and she's trying to get help.
Yeah, I remember this story.
He tells me at age 17, you need to quit basketball. You need to stop doing that stuff. You need to get a job and help support your mom. And as we're walking out of this meeting, my mom turns and looks at me and goes, "That guy's an idiot. You're not quitting basketball."
Yeah, basketball was... Ooh.
I don't have basketball.
Who knows where
exactly.
That's why I wanted to ask, because
Exactly.
I do think it helped you a lot.
I have no idea.
You were good too.
What and thinking of that, like just how I've started like coaching and stuff like that. None of that happens if I quit basketball at that moment.
I think
You
you're
know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, I always had like a weird thing too, where it was like, why didn't I get a scholarship? But I think it kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier of like your home life. Like
Dude,
if I have
yeah.
a more stable home life, I probably do go play somewhere. But
Yeah.
you can't in that moment.
Dude, just imagine how tall are you?
6'5".
I'm 5'10". And the fact that I had a good, stable childhood made me a 5'10" kid more likely. No, this is, if you know basketball and height and what it takes to play college basketball, this is actually cool. I had a better chance at playing college basketball because I had good childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You're 6'5", and you can shoot it.
Yeah.
That to me, that like is really resonating in my basketball brief brain.
Yeah.
Like really connecting with me right now.
Yeah.
90% of our listeners are like, what the hell is he talking about? But like, that's crazy.
If you're like no basketball, and it's not like I wasn't freakishly athletic, but I like to compare myself to a baby Jokic. For those of you who know who Jokic is, the Joker,
Just the greatest player ever right now.
isn't fast, can't jump,
I like to relate myself to Michael Jordan.
outthinks everyone, has a great shot.
You do have a very high basketball IQ.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't want to toot my own horn and say that, but I was going down that road.
Really? I mean, when I was the head basketball coach at West Jordan, I had Coach Wooden as my assistant, and then you came on to be the other assistant for a while. And yeah, you know your stuff. What do you miss most about high school basketball?
Well, I still coach it. What do you miss the most about high school basketball? As a player?
Yeah.
I actually tell my players this all the time. I'm like, guys, if I could go back in time, I would go back and just enjoy the practices more.
Yeah.
I was like, you get in the swing of things so much that you're like, I hate this. Like, I was like, guys, if I would kill to go back in time just to go to one practice of ours with all our guys again. Not even a game.
Yeah, I was doing a speaking gig at a basketball team. I'm like, dude, like what I miss is like the first day back after Christmas break. When you're like, they're all looking at me and each other like, that's the worst day. I'm like, yeah. It's the best though.
Yeah. All that stuff. And I try to relate that to my players. Like, guys, live in the moment with this stuff, because one day you're going to wake up, be a 33-year-old playing in men's leagues and being like, this kind of sucks. I wish I could go be with my boys again.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, no, but basketball, dude, that was a godsend for sure. Like, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have basketball.
Well, basketball is still saving me.
Oh, dude, it saves me daily.
Dude, that I like, there's some type of comfort zone. It just feels like you're at home.
Yeah. My therapist actually told me, because I told him I've never been big into weights, so I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel uncomfortable in the gym. I said, but then like I go into the basketball court. He's like, yeah, that's your comfort area. He's like, that, you're good at that. He's like, that's one of those things where like, he's like, it's great for you because you can learn and get out of your comfort zone and grow a little bit while you're trying to lift. He's like, and then if you feel too overwhelmed, just go to where you're comfortable. He's like, that's an awesome place for you.
Yeah, I just put my headphones in, grab a ball,
just go shoot.
I just go up and down. And
Yep. And that's as good as any treadmill you're going to get on, running back and forth, jumping and
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, dude, that stuff.
Mindy becomes. I just want to mention it, dude. It's so cool. She became a comedian.
Mm-hmm. That's still like years down the road.
I know. I like it so much though.
And that's what that tattoo I showed you earlier of that microphone is. A shout out to her on that.
And should we? Where do you want to go? Do you want to talk about? Where do you want to go here?
Well, so I was just going to say a real quick side story because my mom would want me to say this.
So
we went state. It was at the E Center, and I can't remember who I ran to, but my mom thought I was running to her.
Oh.
And then I take like a little like right-hand turn and go to, I think it was like friends or somebody, and my mom was all excited, like, oh, he sees us, he's coming to us. I get to her, she like if she was still here, she would tell this story like, you came to us the very last, you didn't give a damn, you were hugging everybody, because remember, like, we were just hugging random ass people.
I was hugging everyone.
Like, we go into the stands and like my dad gave me a hug and like, I'm not kidding you, I couldn't breathe, like he almost broke my back.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's like she would always tell that story though, of like, you came to me very last, like I went to every game, I was your biggest supporter, and you turn and go to all your friends, you don't even come say hi to me, like you just won state. So
Yeah, I remember the bus ride. We got the escort.
Oh man, that was
Bus
insane.
We had a good team.
The funniest thing about that though is like everyone asked me, like, "Oh, it's like, did you go party? Did you get crazy after like
You went
guys
to bed.
I went home and went to sleep.
You were exhausted.
I was exhausted.
You were guarding Nate Austin all night. You were.
I was in a hotel at that point too, by the way.
Damn.
Living in a hotel at that point. Me and my dad. And for almost that whole season, I was living in like a long-term hotel room. Our whole senior year almost.
Long-term hotel room.
It's like a long-term stay type thing. It's over on Redwood and Taylorsville, like right by the I-215 overpass. Like I'd just go home there. Like everything was rented. Like they had like, it was like a furnished apartment type thing, but you just paid weekly.
We were all at Applebee's. I'm like, where's Holt?
I was going to come too. And all of a sudden, next thing I knew, I woke up and it was like 10 a.m., dude. I was dead ass tired. Another quick side story. After we beat Davis in the semifinals,
Yeah.
my own brother, TJ, comes up to me as Bingham's getting their ass whooped by Lone Peak and says, "Hey, good job getting the state championship, but there's no way you're going to beat this Lone Peak team." Like, we're going to the championship game. My own brother. You're not beating them.
My dad told me after the game, like, I didn't think you guys were going to win.
I don't think anyone did.
They weren't that good.
No,
like,
but
give me a break.
You know, and this is another thing we could talk about too, is like, I do think Joe's death kind of brought us together too in a weird way of like, we united.
Joe Montgomery.
Yeah.
The roofer.
The roofer. Yeah, I think he was part of it. Because like, we found out during that Bingham Lone Peak game that they're taking him off life support.
He was in the hospital, but still on life.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Joe was a teammate of ours from the year before. We were juniors. He was a senior. He got hit by a train, like tracks
train.
Tracks train during the state championship the next year. Mm-hmm. And, like, he died, like, was it the night before the state championship?
No, they took him off the life support, basically saying, they said they tried to, like, slowly take him off and that, like, he just had no brain activity. Like, he was brain dead. And then I think, like, a little bit after that, he passed away. I don't know if it was that same day or exactly when, but yeah.
Joe Montgomery.
Yeah, shout
Great
out to
guy.
Joe. Great dude. Me
I'd
and
throw
him
him
have some serious memories with that dude.
Dude.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh. We do. Should we do? I have a plethora of Joe Montgomery
I do
stories.
too, and I'm like, I don't know if I should share these stories.
I know. But a truck and that little
Hill.
what
Bump.
interstate? Or not interstate.
It's like
what
70th and like either 22 or 27th. I can never
27th?
remember which one. Yeah,
70th
like,
and 27th
you
by
hit it
that
hard
church.
enough. Oh boy.
If you time that puppy right,
and you hit it hard enough, you get air.
and Joe was good at it.
And Joe was great at it.
Yeah.
And we were in a truck, and I'm pretty sure we broke the back seat.
His funeral, that was the saddest funeral I've been to in a long time. Mm-hmm. Until probably my friend Wayne Ott, and then the car accident with my family. Mm-hmm. That was a sad day, man.
Yeah, that was rough. But anyway,
your mom.
Tangent. We're back.
We're back to the Tyson Holt story.
So yeah,
you're doing better.
Doing better. Things
getting
are
older.
Better.
You're working.
Getting older, working. We decide that we're gonna move out of that apartment and move to a different apartment over kind of close to where you live. Remember that Broadmoor?
Yeah.
Next to that Arctic Circle on 32.
Dude, I got offered cocaine there in the 7th grade. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
I don't even doubt that. That
They're
place was
smoking
awful.
at an Apple. I was at. I don't want to give it. I was at
A teammate?
a very close friend of ours.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. His house.
Okay.
And his sister was.
I
They're
know
smoking
exactly.
weed at an Apple.
Yeah.
I'm 7th grade. I grew up with Casey Sawyer, Steve Sawyer's parents. So they're smoking weed out of an apple. I'm like, okay, I think that's drugs, but I'm not sure. And then they pull out this white powder. I'm like, okay, I think that's more drugs, but I'm not sure. And then they offered me some. I'm like, no. And they were cool about it. Like,
all right, no big deal.
yeah, it wasn't like, you better do it. Like, but I'm like, felt very like, I think I should leave.
Yeah, this isn't my environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It
No,
was-
I know exactly what
It
you're
was
talking about.
great. All right, so you're living at Broadmoor.
So we're back at Broadmoor. Things are going well again. Like, finally, it feels like things have completely stabled out. Trying to think where Dave was at during all this.
Because you went to jail, yeah?
That was later on,
Later,
though. That was
yeah.
like a handful of years ago. I think he was just living at my grandparents' house because my grandparents were starting to get older. So he was kind of like their caretaker for a minute. Like, he lived in the basement, but like their doctor's appointments, things like that. They couldn't really drive anymore. So he kind of took over that role of like, yeah, caretaker. That's what you want to say. And then his mom ended up passing away. So he was just taking care of my grandpa for the longest time. So things are going well for us. And then late 2013, my grandpa, who was kind of like that secondary rock, if that's what you want to call it, like in the family, like as far as my family goes, like my mom's our rock, but like if things really hit the fan, it's like, hey, we can go talk to grandpa. He always bails everybody out. He passes away. And it was just weird timing too, because my dad's sister had cancer and she passed away, and then like 6 days later, my grandpa passed away. It was almost like he was waiting for her in a sense.
Like when he was done after
And
that.
then he was like, okay, and then he passed away, and I think my dad and my brother found him in the room, and that was a hard funeral. He was old, but like I said, when one of your rocks in a sense,
Yeah.
like kind of you always know, like anything goes bad, I can go to this guy. So he passes. My aunt passes. April 2014. My grandpa, my mom's dad, passes away. And his was ballsy too, man. Like they told him, like, hey, you can live in a nursing home for the rest of your life, or like until obviously you die, or like we can give you. I think they said like 24 hours of being comfortable, but you're gonna die like in 24 hours. And he chose 24 hours. Like he chose the 24 hours,
What a badass.
which I thought was pretty ballsy, man. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, like if I'm in that type of state where like I have to be watched or whatever, like I don't want to live. But like he always said that and actually like stayed true to like what he believed. Like, no, I'm not gonna be taken care of. Like, I don't want that. So 24 hours, dude. I was actually in the room when he passed away. I remember my grandma being like, guys, he's gone. And that really played a huge, hard toll on my mom. She kind of went down a dark path a little bit after that. So that was April 2014. How old am I at that point? I'm 24, 23, about to turn 24. So then my mom just goes into this spiral again, kind of back into drugs, things of that nature, and down just a deep depression, and like to the point where she's like trying to commit suicide, like actively trying to do it. And she one day I get up to go to work, notice that she didn't go to work, so I was like, hey, I can't go to work today. And she actually admitted this to me later on, that she was planning on killing herself that day, but she chose not to because I stayed home from work. And like I don't know why I stayed home that day. I was like, I'm not doing it. Like I just have a bad feeling that if I go to work, things aren't going to be good. So I stayed home that day, and I actually remember her coming down the stairs and looking at me, being like, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Because you stayed home." She was like, "Oh," and like she was like pissed about it, but like that was the reasoning. And then probably like 2 hours later, she comes down the stairs just hammered drunk, like doesn't have pants on, like hammered drunk, like can't even walk, like can't even speak. I was like, "Mom, what are you doing?" Like had to like literally physically pick her up and take her back upstairs into her room and let her sleep it off. And I asked her, like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I just hate life. Like I hate it here. I don't want to be here anymore. Like this sucks. This is the worst thing ever." And again, I'm 23. You know what I mean?
Like, this is the lady that's supposed to be like,
This is our rock.
yeah, like,
And my family's rock, and she's like on her last leg. And then it came to a point where she was actively trying to kill herself again, and I just got to the point where I was like, I can't do this. And I actually used 2 belts. You know, like you can tie like one side of the door to like another door so they can't open it.
yeah.
Because she was like so crazy. Like I literally locked her into her room. And at one point I can remember I was so frustrated. I was like probably 3 inches away from her face, and we just started yelling at each other. I was like, "Mom, you are my fucking mom, you're supposed to be taking care of me. I'm not supposed to be taking care of you. Like, this is complete fucking bullshit. And she's just screaming at the top of her lungs, I want to die. Like, I hate this. I want to fucking die. And I'm just like, man. So me and my sister, we get together and we're like, we're the only two living there at this point. We're like, what do we do? And me and my sister agree, like, let's call the police. We don't know what else to do. So we call the police. And they come in, go up to her room, and I've never seen somebody sober up that quickly. Like, dude, it was like she just like, boom, it was normal. Like, no, I don't want to. I don't know what they're talking about. I have no idea why you're even here. I have no idea why they called you. Like, I don't, like, you guys don't need to be here. And the cops look at us like, why the fuck did you call us? She's fine. And we're like, why aren't you believing us? You know what I mean? Like, we're not just going to call you for no fucking reason. And the only reason they ended up taking her is they got her pills that were prescribed to her and counted them. And she, like, had already gone through half of them, and it just got refilled like 2 days ago. So they're like, oh, so why are half your pills gone? And that's when they're like, all right, we're putting you under arrest. And dude, my mom was stubborn. She's like, I know my rights. I don't have to fucking go with you. Like, no, I'm not leaving. And they're like, you're either going to go with us or we're handcuffing you and you're coming with us. And she's like, you're going to have to handcuff me. So they fucking handcuff her, walk her out of the apartment, dude. The stare, the look she gave me and my sister, like, if looks could kill, oh, I would have fucking destroyed me, dude. She looked at us like, fuck you guys. Like, I never want to see you guys again. And they take her to a psych ward because if you get, like, if they can prove that you were trying to kill yourself, it's an automatic 72-hour hold. So they take her to a psych ward. And I remember we get a phone call from her, and we didn't answer because we didn't know the number. And I'm very much one of those people that if I don't know the number, I'm not fucking answering it. You can leave me a voicemail, and if I know you are, I'll call your ass back.
Yeah.
And she leaves this voicemail of just like, I need to get into my own place. Like, I don't want to be around you guys, type of thing. Like, and me and my sister just kind of like, whatever. Then all of a sudden, we go to pick her up after the hold's over, and she, I don't know if it was the pills or what, or if they just therapy there. I don't really know, but she was like a completely different person. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I should have never put you guys through that. I feel horrible. Like, super sweet. Back to like her normal self. Things are going good. That was probably, and I want to say like August, maybe early September of 2014. My birthday's September 15th, so like my birthday comes and things are great. Like, I drank with her a little bit, which I thought was kind of cool because it was like, not a lot of people drink with their moms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's good. Like, things are good. Mentally, she's in a way better spot. She's not trying to kill herself anymore. Like, she handed event, like, got to the point where she's like, hey, I want you to have my pills and you can give them to me so, like, I don't abuse them. Like, I want to be in a good spot. I want things to be good. So I had her pills. So, like, I had to give them. The only one she had was her blood pressure medication because it was like, can't really do much with that. You know what I mean? Where, like, her sleeping pills, she could go off the rocker and take a ton of them and drink and things of that nature. And all of a sudden we're in that same little spiral we were in. So October, let's see. I know the date, but I'm just trying to think about what happened leading up to this. So October 21st comes around. The night before, I'm with my girlfriend at the time in my room. We're just kind of laughing and stuff. And I get this weird text from my sister that says, something's going on in mom's room. Like, she's like, I keep seeing these shadows run back and forth and back and forth. And like, if you've ever been to those apartments, you could come out of the room that's upstairs and like look over like a balcony in a sense and see like the living room below. So like you can see like when somebody comes out of that room and like the bathroom's kind of right there and stuff. She's like, there's like shadows. She's like, I don't know how else to explain it. She's like, something's going on. So I come out, I'm like, everything seems fine. Like, I even said that to my sister. I'm like, I don't see anything. Kind of looked up there. We went up to my mom and like, my mom did take sleeping pills and like she wasn't abusing them, but like she always got to a point where it's just like, oh, she's about to fall asleep. So I remember just being like, all right, mom, like, love you. We'll see you tomorrow. She had all her stuff out for work the next day. And so I was just like, all right, things are good. Normal. I go into my room with my girlfriend. We're just hanging out. And then, like I said, my sister sent me that text message. And then my sister goes up and my mom her room was really hot. So sometimes she slept on the floor, like kind of get cooler. You know what I mean? And she goes up there, and my sister's just bawling, like, Mom, like, I can't keep doing this. I don't know what to do, and like I'm scared, and like all these things. And she actually asked my grandpa, who had passed away, or remember, in December of 2013, like, what do I do? Like and she says she specifically remembers him saying, "Tell her good night and that you love her, and leave her." And so that's what she did. She left her and said good night, love you, and went to bed. And so I had to be down in Orem for work that day at like 6:30. So I had to leave. I was up at like 4:30, 4:45, getting ready to take off, right? I never really checked on my mom at this point, but I had this overwhelming feeling. This is the morning of October 21st, to go up there and check on her. So I go up there. She's on the floor, which wasn't abnormal by any means. And I put my hand in front of her mouth, which again, I never really did that. And there were multiple times in the past where she would take pills and stuff, and we'd take her to the hospital, and she'd end up being okay, or we'd just let her sleep it off, and she'd be okay. So I was just kind of like, oh, it's just normal, you know what I mean? So I put my hand in front of her mouth, and I swear I felt breath, like I felt an exhale. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go to work. So I leave, go down to Orem. I get a call probably around, I want to say like 7, maybe, roughly 7, from my sister, and she's like, hey, Mom's not moving. Like she's not reacting to anything. And my sister told me later on that she's like, I went up there and she's in the exact same position I left her, and that never happened. You know, when you sleep, you move, right? And so she's like, hey, like, I don't know what to do. And my girlfriend at the time was a medical assistant. So I'm like, hey, go wake her up and just ask her to go help you, see what's going on. And at this point, I'm frustrated because I'm like, I call my boss. I'm like, hey, I got to go. Like, and my boss is my cousin, so he was super cool about it. It wasn't nothing bad. Just like, hey, yeah, like I get it. Like, go home and take care of whatever you got to take care of. And so I'm just so frustrated and just like crying. And I call my dad on the freeway, and this is when Dave didn't answer that much. Like, Dave was very hit or miss with when he'd answer when he was doing his drugs. Like, you just never really knew. And he answered. And I remember being like, just crying, being like, Dad, I can't do this anymore. Like, she's going to kill herself. Like, I have to take work off. I'm so fed up of this. Like, I can't do it. And I'm so stressed out and like just losing it. I'm going like 80, 85, 90 on the freeway because I'm like, fuck, I got to get home, you know? I was talking to my sister too a little bit before I called my dad. And then she's like, hey, like, my girlfriend's in the room with me, and like, she said, we need to call the police. I said, okay, call the police. So they hang up on me. So like, I'm already freaking out because I'm like, police are going to have to come. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm freaking out, cruising to get home. And then coming up that Dunford Road, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah. So like headed towards 3200 West. I had gotten off the phone with my dad at this point. My dad was going to a meeting or something, and he's like, hey, I'll call you later. I was like, all right, sounds good. My girlfriend calls me and says, hey, like, the police just came and took her, and they said it's not looking good. And this whole time driving there, like, I didn't think it was life-threatening. Yeah, like, I thought it was like one of her old things where it was like,
she always pulls through.
Yeah, like, this is just one of those times again, like, she's gonna go to the hospital and then like gonna be like, hey, like, sorry again, just one of those things. And so when she tells me that, I remember going like legitimately like 90 still on 32, where it's like a 35. Like, I'm cruising. I get in there into our apartment, and like, it was like destroyed, kind of. Like, the police were so concerned with what was going on that they kind of just tossed everything out of the way. And we were ghetto back then. Instead of having like curtains, my mom nailed like a blanket, like, to block out the sun. They just ripped it off. So like, I knew shit was not good. I walk in, my sister just starts bawling, gives me a hug. We both start crying. And again, my girlfriend's just like, yeah, like, it's not looking great. Like, they didn't really know what was going on, and things are not good right now. My other sister, Abby, who didn't live with us, lived on 72 in Bangor, just right up the road from where we were at. So we're trying to call her. She doesn't answer, so we drive over there, just pound on the door, and she like was startled, like, oh, like, what are you guys doing here? We're like, hey, like, mom's in the hospital. Things are not looking good. So we drive over to that hospital on 90th and Bangor. I don't know what it's called anymore, but Jordan Valley is what it was called at the time. We walk in, and immediately I knew something bad was happening, because were greeted by this lady, and I don't mean to be rude if she's listening, but she was not good at her job. Like, we didn't know my mom was dead at this point, and her binder on her chest says how to deal with death. And like we don't know that she's even gone at this point. And then like I specifically remember her turning it around, like when she like noticed that we saw it. Like she met us at the door. They take us into this consultation room. We called my brother at this point. So in this room, it's my brother, his wife at the time, me, my girlfriend, my sister, her fiance, and then my littlest sister, who's just single at that point. She was like 19. Doctor comes in and just says, like, hey, we tried to, I think it's called epinephrine or something like that. Something that's like to get your heart going, like pump your, like shock your heart kind of in a sense. Cause she's so young. She's only 48 when this was all going down. And then so we tried everything, but unfortunately, like she's gone. There's nothing we can do. Like she's dead. So we all lost it, just bawling and crying. And again, it was one of those things where it's like things were just getting better and then it crashes on us kind of type of thing, you know? And so we, after everyone kind of like calms down a little bit, you go into this, like, it's hard to describe, but I think people that have lost somebody close to them know the exact feeling that I'm about to describe. And it's just like this numbness, like this feeling that like you're just numb to the world. Like, and this is the first time I've ever been like, the world keeps moving no matter what happens to you. Like it doesn't matter. The world never stops turning. Like the worst thing has happened to me, and like time isn't stopping.
It doesn't care.
Yeah, and that's kind of how you feel, and you're just like in this numb, like I don't even know how to feel.
I was watching a movie recently, and the American Sniper movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Cooper is the actor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing a couple tours, and he gets back home, and his wife's pregnant, and they're going to the doctor, and he's not doing good. He has like PTSD and stuff, and his wife's like, "Hey, like, what is wrong with you? Like, you need to be here. Like, we're about to have a baby. Like, you need to like." And I just remember, and you remind me of it, talking about your mom, but he says, "There's a war going on. People are dying." And no one cares. And he's like back. He's like, he finished a tour. He's like back in the States, and he's looking around. He's like, no one knows or seems to know or care or talk about it. And I remember watching him like, yeah, like that's what it is. And when you said that, like, yeah, you leave your house and it's all that's on your mind is like the person closest to you is gone. The world's over. And you're just looking at people who don't even know about it or care about it. No. And you're just like,
yeah.
It's very anger, man. It's just very upsetting.
Yeah. And so after we kind of calm down, they take us, like, do you want to see her? We're like, yeah, we want to see her. So we walk into this room, and they open up just the curtain, and she's laying there. Just laying there.
Are you... Because I was only allowed to see Frankie and Riggins. And Sage told me not to see Riggins, but see Frankie. Are you glad you saw her or no?
I think it's a little bit of both. I'm glad somewhat, but at the same time, that image is like scarred in my head, like stuck in my head, like
yeah.
Like, I still can see the good times, but, like, that still does kind of trickle in occasionally where it's like...
I mean, because Sage told me... Because they're like, you can only see Courtney's hand, can't see Race right, or... And they're like, Riggins is like, maybe it's, like, kind of up to you, like... And then I remember Sage saying, there's not a scratch on Frankie. Like, she looks... beautiful. Like, I think you should see Frankie. And even like, and there wasn't a scratch on her, but like that image is in my head. Like, just kind of like if there's a stain on your glasses, it's just there.
Yeah.
Kind of all the time.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Is that kind of what, it's kind of what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, and like, how long has it been for you? This is 2000, so we're talking 10 years for you.
This October.
10 years for you this October. Wow. So like, I don't know how you view time, but I don't know, 10 years. That's like still kind of. I don't know, like that.
There's times where it seems like it seems like so long ago, but then there's times where
Yeah.
it seems like it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And again, this is like my rock. Like, she was always that person that like, okay, dad's off doing his thing, doing his drugs, whatever. Okay, like I'm in a predicament. Okay, I can call mom, and she'll, even if it's something that she can't afford, can't do, like she'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And she always did. Always.
And like, how hard was it that first time where you needed to call her and you couldn't?
Oh, dude, I didn't delete her number in my phone. I might still have it, honestly. I don't know if I've deleted it yet. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Just don't think it was something I could do. And
What have you learned about? Sorry to, if you wanted to talk. Like, it's been 10 years. Like, what have you learned about grief? The good, the bad. Like, you're coming up on 10 years, dude.
you know, grief is funny because a lot of people say like you go through the cycles of grief. You know,
Yeah.
Like 1 minute, like, oh, it's accept anger, and then okay, I'm over anger. Now I'm into, I can never remember what the fuck they are, but
It's anger, denial, acceptance, depression. Anger, denial, bargaining. Bargaining's the fifth one.
see, and like a lot of people are like, oh, it's a step by step thing, and me and my therapist actually talked about this too. I don't see it so much as like a step by step thing as it is like a jumping cycle. Like one day
Yeah.
you're mad, next day it's like, okay, things are okay.
Yeah, I've gotten into painting lately, and I tried painting the stages of grief, and it's just so I got 5 colors, and each color is a stage, represents a stage, and it's just a blob of every color everywhere. There's no linear path to anything.
Yeah, like you don't just.
I think for me, like I think I was stuck in one phase for maybe 4, 5, 6 months, and then flipping through all of them. Like it's just.
Well, then you probably jump back. That's what I mean. Like
It's honestly like it's kind of all of them at the same time.
Yeah, and you never. Okay, like I've accepted it. Okay, now that I've accepted it, I can go to the next stage. That's not how it works. Like you accept it, and then like maybe months later you go to the anger. Months later you go to the denial, and then months later you go back to being that anger person again.
And sometimes like you accept it, but you get angry. There's lots of anger, and sometimes there's like a 2 combo.
At the same time. Yeah, the same time.
It's a nasty thing.
Grief is one of those things that I don't wish on anybody. Like, I get that everyone has to kind of go through it because that's kind of also how you grow, and like good things and beautiful things can come from that. But that feeling of just helplessness and kind of jumping all over, and like you're almost not in control of your emotions, but you kind of are, is like kind of heartbreaking, especially for somebody that's never really done it and then they have to go through it. It's like, it's kind of that numbing that I was kind of telling you about. Like you almost just want to stay in that state, and I think that's where a lot of people get stuck, is they stay in like almost like a state of numb/depression because they don't want to deal.
I think one thing I've learned is the power of talking about it, communicating it. Started in therapy, and then it kind of shifted into this podcast. How, like, you're in therapy now?
Mm-hmm. I started like last July.
And we just don't have time to get to everything, but like, you ended up marrying that girlfriend you had and loved her, and then you recently went through a divorce with her. Like, you've been through some shit. Like, not to like speed up the story or not like gloss over that or anything. But one thing I've learned is like, I do think talking is really helpful. How much have you talked about any of your stuff the last 10 years?
Up until July, probably twice, maybe, if that even.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to people about it. I repressed it, and I thought I was over it. And then I went to therapy and found out I wasn't over it. That's what I mean. Like, that's why I'm just such a big proponent of therapy.
I love the big laugh after.
It's just like, dude, like I legitimately thought I was like over my mom's death. Like, genuinely thought like I had gotten past it. Then I go to therapy, and I told him he was a magician because he pulled out things that I didn't even know I thought about. And like, kind of goes back to that thing I kind of said, I can't remember when, but like the guardian of my family. It's like this whole time I'd been repressing this because I was like, how could my mom die on my watch? I'm the guardian. Bad things aren't supposed to happen on my watch. And I didn't even know I felt that way until I went to therapy, and he was able to like get me to feel my emotions and things of that nature. And like my family, and that's kind of what he got me to realize is like, and talking it through has made me feel so much better. But he's got me to realize that like I was put in an unfair situation, and that like I was the parent kind of our family, where it was like, make sure my sisters are okay. Like kind of like that thing we were talking about. Like all my friends are out partying or doing whatever they're doing, going to school, doing all these things. I'm sitting at home because I'm worried that my mom is not okay. I'm sitting at home because I'm worried that my sisters are not going to be okay, that they're going to need a ride because they're out partying, or that my brother's not going to be okay, or that my dad's going to be doing his thing. So instead of me going out and living a normal life that a teenager or early 20s person is going to live, I'm staying at home because I want to be that parent in a sense of like, I need to make sure everyone's okay. And my therapist now is telling me like, you've done such a good job. This is his words, not mine. You've done such a good job getting people to where they're at. They don't need you to be that guardian anymore. You need to start living your life, which I thought was kind of cool because that's been a hard thing for me to accept, is that I'm not the guardian anymore. And like, that wasn't my fault. I was put in an unfair situation and things like that. But I wouldn't have thought any of this if I didn't go talk to somebody.
Yeah. There's something about talking, dude.
It's very relieving.
Yeah. That's
very
exactly
relieving.
what I was about to say. Like, I just feel way better after I do it. And then just like starting a podcast and just having other people, just creating a space for other people to talk about their
safe
stuff
place
has been very beautiful and cool and rewarding to. And I just like, I learned like I'm not alone.
Nah.
And dude, I remember Tyson. It probably took me, I don't even know, it took me months. Because grief makes you really selfish, just naturally, because you just think of your mom or my kids or my wife or what. Like, you just think about you. Dude, it took me months to be like, man, my parents are probably going through a lot right now. Like, to like really, like, other people are hurting. And then when I finally was able to like talk to you again, I would be like, the first place my mind now goes is like, his mom, Mindy. And I remember when Mindy died, I was playing college basketball and I couldn't make the funeral because we were on a road trip. And I just never experienced anything hard in my life until the car accident. And so I remember, like, years later after Mindy passed away, I remember thinking, like, oh, I'm sure Holt's fine. Like, it's been 6 years and he'll see her again and he's probably doing good. And I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember apologizing to you.
No, I remember too. We were at
Red
Robin.
I think it was like a couple years ago, and I felt so bad. I'm like, dude, like, I just didn't even get it, dude.
And that's the thing, though, is a lot of people don't, until you've gone through something like that, you don't get it.
Yeah, and like, yeah. But it'll humble you, and it'll. I think it makes you a better person.
I agree.
I think it makes you a better person, just overall.
Yeah.
And wish there was a better way to become better.
Right? Like, it's just such a crazy thing you have to go through. But like you said, like, I've had friends that have had, like, people close to them die, and you just think, like you said, like, oh, I'm sure they're over it. Like for instance, Joe's family, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you lose somebody close to you and you don't even realize it. But like you said, you're so in your own head, too, in the moment. Like, I remember a few months after my mom died, I was just kind of like, fuck the world in a sense, because it was like, nobody cares.
No one cares.
But, like, you're just, like, so, like, in your own, like world of, like, no one cares about me. Like, no one understands. And that was a big thing with my weed smoking stuff. Is it was always just, like with I think that's what kind of dampened me and my ex-wife, is that we would whenever she'd bring up like, hey, I think like maybe we should try something, like go to therapy or something like that. I was like, well, you don't fucking understand because you're like, my mom died. You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like using it as a crutch almost in a sense. Like,
Yeah, like
almost in a negative way.
That's victim mentality, really.
Yeah.
Like you don't get to give me any advice because you don't
You don't
understand
know.
me.
Yeah.
When in reality, no one understands anyone ever. Like,
No, exactly.
and everyone can say that.
Exactly. And that's why I had to realize some things, and like, well, I've probably grown more in the last 6 months than I've grown in my entire life, which is crazy to say.
And like, I hate to be so corny about it, but it's the whole buffalo analogy.
It is.
Like you've decided to go into this storm of grief with your mom and everything. And it's been complete hell and it's been painful, but I mean, you felt the storm, but you've gotten the good parts of it, I think. Right?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think I told you this a few days ago, even like last week, like I'm starting to get to the end of that tunnel, like almost towards the end of the storm in a sense of like.
Yeah, well, there's another one coming. I'm sure of it. So.
I guarantee you there is, dude.
Yeah.
It seems like they're never fucking ending, dude. You get through one and all of a sudden it's like, in a day or two, you got to run through that fucking storm again, dude.
That's why, like, the buffalo now, it's not like a one storm scenario. It's it's the mindset because the life is full of storms. And so, like, are you going to just be running away from all this stuff? Or, like, no, you got to
go through
it.
And I remember telling you, too, early on in my divorce, with me mentally, a huge shift for me was when I think I told you something along the lines of, I'm just so sick of hating people.
Yeah.
Hating people so fucking easy.
But you said, wait, you just said it again. That's the easy part.
Hating's the easiest thing you can do. Actually giving yourself out there and loving and trying to love people and understand people and being vulnerable is so hard that I think a lot of people shy away from it because I fucking hate that guy. It's way easier than like, hey man, what's going on? Like, how can I help you?
Yeah.
Way easier to do than to actually break down and be vulnerable.
And to take that a step further, like I think the to be truly good is not for credit or to go to heaven or for any acknowledgement, is like actually no one's gonna notice or care if you're honest or good. Can you still be honest and good? And that's integrity. That's the true test. And like, I don't know, Holt, like, I'm just trying to make good things happen from the bad car accident. And in the grand scheme of things, like if you were to look at the impact 1090 makes on a percentage of the world population, it's 0.000001. But like that's not what matters. What matters is what's in my control and what I'm doing with what's in my control. Who will remember it? What will happen because of it? That's really not up to me. Or at least a lot of that's not up to me. When I'm dead, it's going to go wherever. But do I still care enough to, even though it might not matter, I'm still going to do good. And you knew Courtney. Like,
dude, Courtney was like not even just saying this. Courtney was like literally my little sister.
Yeah. And that was Courtney. That was Courtney. Like, that's how she lived her life.
Yeah, Courtney saw the good in everything. In everyone.
In everyone.
Like,
so isn't it so ironic? Like, that's what I try to have to do with losing her in this car accident, is I have to become like her, basically. Because she's like, and it's fun interviewing you because 99% of the people I interviewed, they don't know Courtney. Like, you grew up with Courtney too. Like, dude, you know how great she was.
Me and Courtney in school would go to lunch together because you guys had opposite. Me and her had the same lunch, and you and her had opposite lunches. So I'd go with her. And remember, I would quick story. Remember, I would hold the horn on
the red lights,
and like when we're driving through the parking lot,
hated it,
and she'd get so mad. But then she just got to the point where she's like, he's going to do this, and there's not a thing I can do about it. She just let me. I just honk at cars, honk at people. People would turn and flip us off in the parking lots.
Well, remember, because we went to every school dance together. And Trent, her dad, was like, hey, Court, like, you got to go to one school dance without Mace. And Courtney, she asked the Spencer, special needs student.
Kid.
Like like how many girls in high school be like, oh, my dad says I have to take another boy, so they take a different cute boy, and they call it like drama or whatever. She literally found a tough situation,
I made
and she's
the
like,
best out of it.
how can I make this really good? Like, she did that. She showed me how to do that.
And what's
time
crazy
and time again.
about that is that probably made Spencer's like life in a sense.
Dude, like top high school moment for, or it's up there. You
For
think.
sure. I would
Not
imagine.
and not just because Courtney, like
No.
just to go to us with that group and
Like honestly, we don't know. I don't know this for a fact, but like that could have been the only dance he went to.
yeah, I don't.
I don't.
And
I
like
genuinely
and
don't
Courtney,
know.
like Courtney was homecoming queen one dance, like popular girl, like she's the best.
She
dude.
might have been one of the easiest people I've ever talked to in my entire life.
Yeah,
Like I
very
remember,
easy.
I remember the first
You felt
time,
no judgment,
No, and, like,
zero judgment.
you could say whatever to her, and she would just right back.
Yeah, like
you didn't
and
have to worry
it
about
was genuine.
Yeah.
like you could. It wasn't bullshit.
Like I remember when I was like, it was me and my wife, but she was my girlfriend at the time, met you and Courtney for the first time. She was nervous because she's like, this is your best friend. Like I'm nervous about this. And I actually specifically remember after we left that dinner, she's like, I love Courtney. She's like, she was
Yeah.
so easy to talk to. Like, she's like, I literally love that person. She's like, we can go to dinner with them whenever.
Courtney was genuinely happy for other people's success.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never seen before. You know how a lot of friends, like some good's happening for you and they're kind of like a little jealous or jaded. Like they
Why
can
the
just
fuck can't that be me?
like I'm happy, but like fuck you, kind of like Courtney like was just so yeah.
There was a cool moment. I don't even know if you recognize this with Courtney. It's when we coached together. We were at our banquet, and you were up there talking because, like, obviously, you know, you're the head coach. You had to do your thing, and I remember looking at Courtney, and she was I think she was holding, I want to say Frankie at the time. It could have been Blue. I can't remember one of them, and she just had this smile on her face that I'll never forget because it was like, damn, like you can just see how proud of you she was.
Yeah.
And like how much love she had for you in that moment of just like I love this guy, and like I love that he loves this, and I love that he's doing what he loves, and like I'm just happy for him. And like I think that's super genuine. I think not a lot of people are like that, where they're genuinely happy for other people, and like you could just see it on her face. She wasn't saying a word, wasn't talking, like just smiling, looking at you, holding this baby. And I remember just being like, man, those two, they fucking love each other. Now that's not a love that you see all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we had it good, man. I miss her so much.
Me too, man.
And like just didn't deserve it at all.
Mm-mm. She was the sweetest person I've ever met, honestly.
Yeah. But and it's hard, like it's just so great to talk to someone that knows Court, and it's hard with the kids because it's hard to have these conversations with the kids. Like it was just me and Courtney that had them with the kids, and Courtney's gone, so like it's hard to have these moments with Frankie Riggins, but I get them with Courtney more than the other ones.
For the listeners, I lived below you for
You did.
like 5 months.
Yeah, you guys were in
6
between
months.
a living place and like, hey, like we have a lot of space downstairs, and
Yeah, I lived in your basement. And
What was that like? It was loud. I
dude,
bet.
Blue is the loudest runner I've ever heard in my. He's like 2 years old, and it sounded like a fucking elephant's up there.
Dude,
sliding
I don't know
around.
how long did you live down there?
Is it like
5, 6
5 or
months?
6 months?
Yeah, I don't know how you made it. I warned you. I will
You
say
warned
that.
us.
Like I
No,
warned you. Like
absolutely did, and it was worth it, honestly.
And that's why I gave you the price I did on the basement.
It was a hell of a
I'm
deal.
like, this is the deal, but listen, you're not gonna like it.
But the thing is it honestly wasn't that bad. It was just like certain times, like
Yeah.
I like looking back, like I'm so happy that we did that. You know what I mean? Because like
It was cool. having
Frankie
you
was
there.
just coming kind of into her own. Like I was able to hold
She
her.
was,
things of
she
that
was
nature.
chasing the boys around at that point a
she
little
was.
bit.
and I was able to get to know Blue better, and then I was able to really get to know Riggins because I'd even go in the backyard. I remember throwing pitches and stuff. He's trying to hit that ball.
Was it Riggins that was terrified of you? Or was
No, it
that
was
Blue?
Blue.
That was
Blue
Blue.
did not like me
He
at
did
first.
not like you at first.
But then we went on our European vacation, and we were boys by the end of it.
Dude,
he guided us around Venice for a little while. It was pretty funny.
dude, people loved him at the airports on the
Oh,
roller
dude,
coaster.
they loved his blue eyes, that blonde hair. They love that kid.
Holt, I love you, man.
Love you too, buddy.
Anything else you want to say before we get into movies?
Nah, I appreciate you letting me come on and tell the story.
No, I just want to make sure you're ready. You were going through it there, and not that you still you still are.
Yeah, no, and like talking to this girl that been going on a few dates.
You're dating again.
Going on dates.
How is the dating world?
It's weird, but like I told her I was coming on this and things like that, and she's cool, and just things are weird as far as dating life goes, man. But
yeah,
I'm happy to be here, happy to get on here and tell my story. And I told her that like a lot of weird things have happened to me in a semi-short life of 33 years.
dude, both parents drug addicts. One, yeah, dude,
Going homeless,
and then Mindy.
well, then like that's the thing is we didn't even really go into the depths of what we could have went into because like I had drug dealers threaten our lives, things of that nature that we didn't even touch.
Dude, but like, that's how it is with every podcast. Like, people are like, we have people on that, like, they lost a child or something. And they're like, well, my dad died when I was 12, too. Should we talk about it? I'm like, well, it's bad, dude. It is bad for these. It's not good.
Yeah, I think.
But, like, okay, let's just end with this real quick. I was thinking about this the other day. You know the saying, like, you never know what you never know what someone else is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why don't we fucking tell each other what we're going through? Like,
I think that,
and I get it. Like, and me and Ryan talk a lot about this. Like, there is a time and a place. You can't just go to work and like, how was your weekend? And like, I deal with suicide ideation.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. But like, we gotta find better outlets here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we gotta communicate this better than we are. I think so.
more safe spaces.
Yeah, like, let's honor and talk about the 10% more. Mm-hmm. Is there a 90%? Does life go on? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But can we just talk about them a little bit more? Because to me, it's like they die, you have the funeral, and then it's their birthday and the death date. You get those two, and then every other day of the year, like, you just kind of... Mm-hmm. No, I'm not doing that.
Well, and I think part of that too is people don't like to be vulnerable, and then it's somewhat frowned upon that it's not manly to be vulnerable and open up to certain situations.
You don't cry, dude, and you don't.
People don't want to cry. I tell everyone, like, crying is not a bad emotion. Crying is something you should do every single day, whether it's happy tears or whether it's sad tears. Yeah.
Ryan, who's that? The shredded guy we had on, the tat guy.
Christian Sandoval.
Dude, we had Christian Sandoval on.
I don't know who that is, but
this is a bad motherfucker, dude. Like, if he kicked this door down, he's like, hey, we're going to war. I'd be like, all right, I'll follow you.
He's a specimen.
Yeah, like, you want to follow this guy.
I love that.
He's like Captain America. Anyway, he's a trainer, and Ryan, help me explain him real quick. He like big time military dude. What was he?
He's a Sergeant Major E9, like one of the highest enlisted.
He's David Goggins, basically.
Goggins is
but bigger, like stronger, like bigger guy. Anyway, this guy, he trains people, and he's like, Ryan, help me out here. But he's like, I break him down. No, he said, what makes everyone a coward? Was it fatigue?
Fatigue, yeah.
He's like, fatigue makes a coward out of us all. And he's like, so I like to grind my people down and make them tired. And like, make them talk about that. Like, make them say it, like, I am weak. And he talked about having strength in this moment of accepting and admitting, like, hey, I'm fucking exhausted and weak right now. And it was just it was a powerful thing when he was saying it. I'm butchering it right now, but like, go back and listen to that episode. That was a good one. But anyway, the whole point is I do think we need to talk about it more.
Talking's huge.
Yeah.
I think people,
and it doesn't have to be a podcast.
No.
It could be therapy. It could be your best friend. It could be, I don't know.
Well,
something.
then I think a lot more people need to be willing to listen. Like, listen to what's being said. Because a lot of people, like, have you ever heard that saying? It's like, do you want me to give you like a response, or do you want me just to listen?
It's not about the nail.
Yeah.
We just did an episode on this about this video. This chick has a nail in her head. She's complaining about the nail, and the husband's like, just take the nail out. And she's like, no, you don't listen. And then he's finally like, oh, that must be so hard. And she's like, thank you. Like a lot of the times, like, it's not about fixing it necessarily. They just want to like be heard and validated. Yeah, I think there's so much truth to that.
Listening is one of those things that if you're good at it, you can like have a lot of things go really well for you.
Yeah. Top 3 movies, and then we're done.
Oh boy, dude, that's like an impossible question. It really is.
It's the hardest question I've asked you tonight.
Oh boy, I'm not gonna say that these are my top 3 favorite movies, but these are the ones that I can think of right now.
I like that you respect movies enough to take it so serious. So thank you. I'm not mad at all.
No, movies are, you know me. Movies are a big deal for me. Like there's just too many good ones to be like, no, these are my top 3 favorite. So like, I would just say these are in my top probably 10 in no order, but I'll just give you 3.
Okay.
You ever heard of The Prestige?
Yeah.
Prestige is fucking awesome.
Prestige worldwide.
I think what I've realized is that I like movies that have like a shit ton of twists. Like you don't see it coming.
I confuse The Prestige with The Illusionist, but I do like The Prestige.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or are you confused with The Illusionist?
Okay. Hugh Jackman in The Prestige?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
Love that movie. Big fan of like world wars and things of that nature, history.
So like Saving Private Ryan.
Actually, no, that movie pisses me off because how can you sit in the stairwell while your buddy's getting stabbed?
Dude, I actually
like that scene has ruined that movie for me.
That's like how I view God. Like I'm the guy slowly getting stabbed with this knife, and you're just watching. And then 2 scenes later, you save everyone.
Yeah,
and you're the hero.
I see what you mean. No, that makes perfect sense.
What?
That makes perfect sense.
He's the savior.
Oh my God.
What? This guy's the biggest coward. Oh yeah,
that scene like. I don't like
makes my blood boil.
When I know that scene's coming on, I'll change it.
Makes
or like
my blood boil, like
or skip it.
How? Oh, but that's what great movies do. They pull out those emotions.
Oh, it pisses me off.
All right, so we got The Prestige, not Saving Private Ryan.
I'll put these 2 together. Have you ever seen We Were Soldiers?
Yeah,
I think it's about the Vietnam War.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I like that. And then, Enemy at the Gates. You ever heard of that? It's like a sniper movie. It's about a Russian sniper who goes in and basically fucks shit up. Well, then basically the Germans bring in a sniper because this Russian sniper's kicking their ass, and then the 2 snipers battle each other.
Wow, this sounds epic. I like a good sniper movie. Speaking of sniper, I threw this ball at Blue's head the other day.
Oh my God.
Dead center.
Got him.
Got him. That was 3 movies?
Yeah, but I put those 2 together if you want me to throw
Yeah, give me another one.
I'll give you a comedy.
Yeah. And
I'll put them together too, but you gotta, oh shit. You could do 3 on this one because you gotta say Dumb and Dumber. Like you gotta say that.
Big gulps, huh?
Well, see you later.
Well, see you later. Are those your skis?
Both of them?
Both of them?
Like, how'd you ever come up with a scheme like that? Oh, he caught up with them a half mile down the road and slit their throats.
It was a good one. Did they get away scot-free? No, they cut him down.
Then like Talladega Nights is classic, and then Step Brothers.
Talladega Nights.
But see, that's the problem. Is like I could go on all day. Like Wedding Crashers is awesome.
I know you're a Billy Madison guy.
Love Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore. Like, see, that's what I mean. Like movies, it's impossible.
How about when I wrote the F word on my chest in Sharpie right before practice in high school?
We're going shirts and skins today.
And then I got so worried. Like, what if we go shirts and skins?
Dude, you remember in high school, I wrote, in Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison when he's like, oh, actually, I stole
That's why I said that. I stole this shirt from Frank.
I wrote Frank on a shirt and then would just show it to people. I stole this shirt from Frank.
That Veronica Vaughn. All right. Holt, thanks for coming on, man.
For sure. Anytime.
Life's 10%. What happens to you? 90%. What you're gonna do about it.